Hello, everybody. Reggie Time here, and we're going to look at some hands in the Pokerstars replay that I played towards the tail end of last week. I haven't played a lot of poker since I think like Friday the 9th. It was my birthday on Sunday, 52. Um, and I was out Saturday playing live. My friends put a game on for us to play live for my birthday. Sunday it was my actual birthday, and I was busy enjoying it with family, etc. And then we had some sad news on Monday. Our beloved pussycat was very poorly. We took her to the vets and we had to have her put to sleep on Tuesday, which made us all very sad. Um, these things happen, of course, but it still made us very sad. So I've had like kind of 4 or 5 days of not playing a lot of poker, but I was keen to get a video out and try and get back into some sort of routine. We're still grieving for the cat. It's not nice, but poker is my friend, and it will serve as a nice distraction. And also, I just want to get back into a routine because when I'm not in a routine of like playing certain hours, playing certain amounts of hours, playing certain amounts of hands, I start to feel like I get rusty really quite quickly. And then it can be knocked out of like a rhythm and a routine, and I don't like that. So even though I'm not necessarily feeling like playing poker very much at the moment, um, I'm going to do it because I think that will be quite cathartic for me. Very quickly before we get into the hands, I also play. Well, I play most of my 6 card on. Well, actually, that's not true because I get more volume on stars. But anyway, I play most of my hours playing 6 card in private games. If you would like to jump into those private games, please do drop me a message. My email address is beneath the video, as is the Telegram address to contact if you want to get into those games. And in the comments, there are links to both my Facebook groups where you can see content of mine playing in those games. That's the end. No more spam. Let's just get into these hands and see what's been going on. They're not sorted. Ugh, they're not sorted in card rank order. But we have a nice hand here. We have a suited ace, although it's trip suited. Then we also have like the King Jack 10-9, which is pretty damn connected. So we've got a nice starting holding here. We open it up and we get 2 callers. And we flop I don't even know what you call this really. Is it inside wrap? Would that be a way of describing it? Basically, we can hit any King, Jack, or 10 for the nuts. We have backdoor nut diamonds. Not too excited about that. Backdoor non-nut hearts. Not remotely excited about that. But we also have like top pair as well, and we get led into for. See, I don't know if this is like a custom size or if it's just pot less rake. But anyway, we'll call it pot. You get led into for pot by a player who I would have known at the time probably, but on the replay it's all anonymous. We are deep with this guy. I don't think our hand wants to raise here. I mean, I'd like to just play the rest of this pot heads up versus this player. But I think if we raise and this player continues, we're just going to be in really quite rough shape versus him. So I think probably just call. So I raise. And then we don't shed this player. And the other player is calling all in. Turn, we add a nut flush draw to go with our inside wrap. This player checks. Do we want to shove here for half pot and try and deny equity to this player? Or do we want to check back and realise our equity for free? I think both are relatively valid options. I think there's an awfully good chance that we're behind to this player. Are they going to fold on the 7 of diamonds? Do we have any fold equity? How much fold equity do we need? We've got like quite a decent draw, but if we get called, we're probably going to be in the 25% equity region, and we still have to beat this fucker. I think given we raise the flop, we still probably want to shove here, but I don't know. This could be a mistake if we do shove. That's what I do. We do get called, and we're up against a set, and he has some blockers to our draws too. Oh, the river's come out already. That's unfortunate. So you can see we do end up getting there, but we weren't in tremendous shape. But we won the pot, and you have to be grateful for that. Okay, on to the next one. What's going to happen here? We have a limp. We have an ISO. We have a cold call. We have kings with a suit and double suited kings actually with an ace, but with like atrocious side cards, no connectivity, etc. I think this is the sort of hand that you could theoretically squeeze as a quote unquote bluff, but in my experience, people do not fall to 3 bets in this game. To end up either facing a 4-bet shove or multiple calls. And I don't know our hand. Well, here's the thing. I actually don't know. Do we want to just like ramp the variance up here, ramp the aggression up, get the SPR down to make post-flop quite easy? Or do we want to call here and just look to flop really well in position? And these are things that I just don't know yet. If we had a more playable hand with more like post-flop playability, perhaps calling would be fine. But given we lack post-flop playability, do we just want to rush money in now and then just go with it on flops where we connect pretty well? Genuinely don't know. I went with the call on this occasion. And we go multi-way to the flop. We flop a nut flush draw and just a top pair. We also have a gut shot to the 5, so we flop quite nicely. The original isolator now bets full pot. This is going to be almost always incredibly equity driven. But where is his equity really coming from? We have the nut flush draw. We block aces, but aces is still easily his most likely like value combination here, even though there's only one instance of it left. Because we have like the king eye flush draw, makes it less likely he's doing this with just a flush draw. There's no other real draws out there. It's pretty dry board as far as PLO goes. Pretty dry board. Yeah, the nuts are probably going to change on the turn, but there's not many straight draws. We know where the best flush draw is. So if he does just have, if we think like his big part of his range is going to be a set of aces here, do we really want to raise and get it in versus a set of aces with what is just a flush draw and a gut shot? Probably still 40% equity. There's already a lot of money in the pot. There's $11 in the pot already. So maybe we do just say, fuck you, run it here. Because of the money that's already in the pot. Maybe we just, well, let's see what this guy does first. Maybe we just call and just like use our position. Because there could be some turn cards that come that he sometimes slows down on. Then we get the opportunity to either bet the turn ourselves or check back to realize. So I think the fact he's potted multi-way leads me to not want to fast play here because I think our fold equity is just non-existent. So we do just call. Then we get jammed on. Then he calls, and now it's a really easy decision. We just have no choice but call it off. We've got a 5 gives us the nuts, and any club gives us the nuts. That's like what, 12 outs. We're going to get to do it twice if we want to, or just cash out, which is my preferred option because I play for fun and this game is super high variance and I'm more than happy to pay 1% fee to eliminate variance as much as possible. So I think we have the most trivial of calls here. We just get it in. We did take the cash out. Did it tell us how much we cashed out for? Well, it might tell us in a moment. So on what we're up against a set here, and just top two here. I think this is top two, no redraw. This is a pretty big punt from this player, to be honest with you. And he goes pot, call, jam. Yeah, I don't like the way he's played his hand here. We hit the turn. We don't know how much we cashed out for, but I don't cash out if my equity is really poor. So I'm presuming we cashed out here for more than we started with. Is it ever going to show us? No, it's not going to show us. But, we'd have got our fair share there. Less 1%. On to the next hand. We have a player here limping. We have ace, jack, queen, 10, 3, suited to the ace, suited to the queen. The player limps. I think probably try to ISO here would be the correct play theoretically. In practice, you don't achieve isolation very often in this game. But maybe at least knocking the button out and then trying to play in position would be the correct play here. I wouldn't be surprised to see me over limp. But I actually think the isolation rate would be the best play. We do over limp and we go, oh, fuck me. Now we get a min raise here from this player and a call. We call again. Oh, I remember this one. This one's just a funny one. So, right, what's happened here so far? Limp, 2-bet. Sorry. Let's rewind it back. I want to see how many bets have gone in. So, big blind is 2-bet to the minimum. We call 3-bet, 4-bet, 5-bet, 6-bet, 7-bet, 8-bet, call, 9-bet, 10-bet, 11-bet, 12-bet. We call. Yeah, so we're playing a 12-bet pot pre-flop. Obviously, at this point, everyone's just fucking around, having fun. But this is a 12-bet pot. And then we just flop the nuts because why the fuck not? We pot it. We get called. Looks like we didn't cash out this time. And of course, did we scoop the pot? Why doesn't it show you where the fucking pot slides to? Did anyone have a queen? Pocket nines? Oh no, so we lost to pocket nines, did we? No, we had a queen. Did we have anything with our queen? Fuck knows. But that was the pot anyway. This Pokerstars replay is just a bit dog shit. So here it forces on the button. We have double suited aces. And we open. We get squeezed. We just call, which is pretty standard procedure for me. Double suited aces. It's an okay hand. But, big wow. You get it in pre, and if you get it in pre three ways, maybe you're 40%. If you get it in heads up, maybe you're 57%. I'm not looking to take those really close spots all of the time. I'd rather play some post flop. We end up flopping a nut flush draw. We get led into for what I'm presuming was a pot size bet. We put the rest in. We get called. We're up against. It's a very good situation, actually. He's got the open ender, but we have his clubs covered, which is a really good situation for us. I mean, we could obviously just have got this in pre versus that hand. Yeah, I need to have a think about my pre-flop strategy. Yeah, Here's a problem with this game. We'll ignore this hand now. I mean, I think we're going to win it, but we might not. Did we win it? No, we just lost to a set on the river, whatever. But I'd cashed out, so who cares? Here's the thing with this game. I've been playing this game very consistently now for 2.5 months or more. And I still have no idea if I'm a winning player. I believe I am one of the better players at most tables that I sit at. Number one, because I game select pretty well. And number two, because I see how bad, like genuinely fundamentally bad, most people are at this game. So I believe I am one of the better players at the table, but because the variance is so high and because I have not got anything close to like a set strategy yet, and maybe you can't have a set strategy for this game, it's really hard to know whether you're playing well or playing badly, whether you're running well or running badly, and then obviously those things combine. So when you have a heater, are you playing badly but running well? Are you playing well and running well? When you're breaking even for a while, are you playing well but running bad or playing bad but running well? It's really, really hard to tell. And I still genuinely don't know. My results are, they're more than fine. I am in profit on Pokerstars, I'm in profit on GG, and I'm in profit in the private games. But that will be much more because I am up against like significantly worse players than me than because I'm actually fucking good at the game, because I don't feel like I'm good at the game in the slightest. I get in so many spots where I just do not have a fucking clue what to do. But then so will everybody else. Other people might be more confident in executing a really poor strategy and feel they are good. But essentially, all my game boils down to currently in this game, and maybe that's all the game boils down to, is basically try to open the correct types of holdings for the position you're in pre-flop, then probably have to defend most of them if you're opening relatively accurately. And then post-flop, it just becomes about the nuts. And that because nuttiness really matters in this game. Like second nuts just doesn't cut the mustard very often. And maybe that's just what the game boils down to. Like decent pre-flop fundamentals, that just don't be sloppy pre-flop, or try and be less sloppy than everybody else and significantly less sloppy than the fuck which you're playing against. And then just equity drive the rest of the game tree or the rest of the game. It just for me at the moment. And I don't know. There's lots of spots where I don't know how to play. If I play 3-bet pots, for example, and my aces come up dry or my rundown hand comes up dry, then I just lost. Like the rundown's easy. Oh, I've come up completely dry. I've missed. Probably get away. But then I don't know what's the SPR for stacking off with whiffed aces in PLO 6. At what SPR is it mandatory? At what SPR can you be like, maybe I don't? Like in a 3-bet pot or a 4-bet pot even, where maybe there's 60 blinds in the pot and there's 70 blinds behind. Are we just all in on pretty much any board or like a significant chunk of boards? Are we just folding? I just don't know. Genuinely don't know. But if I don't know, there's a good chance most of my regular opponents don't know either. So at least that's a reciprocal lack of knowledge. But yeah, that's why I try to choose not to play like low SPR spots. I'm not a remotely aggressive 3-better. I almost never 4-bet, and I usually try and take it post-flop with highish SPRs. But even then, like, what's the threshold for stacking off at 15 SPR or 20 SPR? Is it just nuttiness or can second nuts? And these are all things I don't know, and I haven't been a source education on. So it's very much just feeling things out. And of course, these things will differ player to player. There'll be some players who are at 15 SPR and willing to get it in, with not particularly nutted made hands and weaker draws. Whereas there'll be some other players where, even at, say, 4 SPR, I might have the current nuts but no redraw and happily just fold it. So there's so much goes into it. There's so many working parts. And that's what makes the game so much fun and makes a continued learning process so enticing. It's always looking forward to the next day of playing. What am I going to learn today? What new light bulb moment am I going to have? Am I going to have an epiphany today? And they're all the things that keep you going back day after day, even when things aren't going great. And I've lost my train of thought now, but I enjoyed talking about that. Next hand. So here we have a player opening, call, and another call. We have Ace King. Yeah, this is a reasonable rundown hand. I'd look at it. Ace King Jack 987, triple suited. This is a hand that I think definitely could be 3-bet. Probably maybe even should be 3-bet, given we're out of position. And getting the SPR down low when out of position is probably very useful. Just my natural aversion to variance, like ramping variance up, makes me think I'm probably going to end up calling here. But in hindsight, this is a really good squeeze hand, I think. We block aces, even though that doesn't matter very much. I guess it matters a little bit, but not a lot. Yeah, I think maybe we could just squeeze this one. Oh, good, we do. As expected, we don't take it down pre. It just doesn't happen. Pre-flop 3-bets probably have a success rate of like less than 10%. And then we flop at ourselves a pair, a gut shot, and a weak flush draw. And probably now at this SPR of like 1.6 or whatever it is, maybe less than 1. Yeah, it's less than 1.6, like 1.3 or something. I guess we just go with our hand. We get donked into. We just go with it. We get called. We cash out, and we were. Were we actually a favourite? No, he had a set of 4s. But given the rest of our equity, we were probably in good shape equity-wise. And we would have won the pot, but we cashed out. And again, I make no apologies for cashing out. Feel free to come at me for it if you want to. But I couldn't give a fuck, to be honest with you. It makes my grind more enjoyable. Am I giving up a little bit of edge? Yes. Am I getting more back for that because my mental game remains stronger? In my opinion, definitely. I think the 1%, personally, I think it's a price worth paying for not having to go through the swings and then the mental game turmoil and then the mistakes that can come when your mental game isn't where it should be. I personally think it's a price worth paying, but I'm sure many of you will disagree. Can't be bothered pausing and unpausing the video now, so we'll just do it this way. Paste and go. Here we have Ace, Queen, Jack, 8, 9 with a suit, not with a nut suit though. We elect to limp here. I mean, there might have been a table dynamic for it. There might have been somebody who was just like incessantly 3-betting behind, which makes you want to limp this hand. We call and we go to a flop. We flop top 2 pairs, which in this game isn't worth very much, but on a dry flop, it's more valuable than it would be on a more coordinated flop. Checks to us. We decide to check. Now, this player must be somewhat quite aggro because I'm presuming I'm going for a check raise here. And I'm presuming this guy might be like a super aggro whopper. Yeah, we do go for the check raise. They just call. Turn gives us a gut shot now to go with our slightly downgraded 2 pairs. We put the rest in their call. And we were in great shape on the flop. And then we basically got turned, not dead, but not great. And yeah, this, I understand my limp now, because this guy, given that he's like isolated this hand, was probably just somebody who was just like completely monkeying around. But even so, even if they are just completely monkeying around, playing 3-bet pots out of position isn't fun, and I think it's fine to have a limp strategy in this game, particularly from the earlier positions. In fact, I would go as far to say that it's not just okay, and say in some instances at some tables, it's probably, if not mandatory, pretty damn advisable. And then when I'm playing on the private games where you're playing, where you need to maintain a particular VPIP, and there's antes in the game, I think developing a limp strategy there is absolutely essential. Not just an optional, I think it's essential. Let's move on to the next hand. So here we've had 2 limps. We've got suited ace jacked. I mean, if this 6 was a queen or a 9 or something like that, I think we'd have a isolation candidate, even though we don't achieve isolation. I'm trying to think about what would be theoretically a good thing to do, and then what would be a good thing to do in practice. I think even if that was a 9, I was still just complete, because if we do raise, we can only make it like 5 big blinds here, or 4.5 or something, 5 maybe, 5.5, and then it would just go maybe not call, but definitely call, definitely call. So we don't achieve anything really apart from like lowering the SPR, but we do have a hand that really wants to lower the SPR. I doubt it. Then this player does go for the ISO, and as expected, 2 players call, so do we. And we flop ourselves the nuts with a nut redraw. Very nice situation. We let... Right, okay. This is me undoubtedly trying to induce. I don't like this strategy. I think check raise or pot, like the small inducer. I mean, maybe I look like a genius in a minute. Maybe somebody will raise and I just get to put the rest in with the nuts with a nut redraw. And maybe this was very read specific about a player at the table. But I don't love it in general. We do find ourselves getting raised, which is nice. We now just put the rest in. He calls it off. And we were up against, we were all in on the flop. We had the nuts. This guy just had, well, not a lot, to be honest with you. And did he have a lot by the river or not? Did he make a full house? I don't fucking know. It doesn't show you where the pot slides on this replayer. He's got... No, we just won. You can see the chip slide to us there, sorry. So we just won the pot. Beautiful. 2 more hands to go, as you can see. Again, here we have limped early position. This could be the same table as earlier with the maniac guy next to us, with our double suited aces, with the jack and the 10, but then with the 3 and the fucking 4. Call. We probably should just rebang this right now. I think limp calling here isn't the right thing to do. Limp, then just mash the pot button, which is what we do. This is going to be an all-in pre nonsense. Of course, we cashed out. This would have been just locking in some kind of profit for certain. Double suited aces here are going to have like around 40% versus almost anything. So this would just be me locking in a little profit and not having to deal with bullshit. Why does it let me cash out? It's saying I've cashed out now, but I couldn't have cashed out yet. I don't think. Because you can't cash out when there's still money to play for. So the replay is pissed. So what's going on here exactly? This guy's got an open ender and a shit flush draw. This dude's just got a flush draw and an open ender too. I think. So we would ahead here with our aces anyway by the look of things, which is why we were able to cash out. Because as I say, if we had poor equity, I just don't cash out. I just let it ride. And then the maniac, did he just get to win with his flush? Probably. Yep. Oh, hang on. Where does the rest of the pot lie? Yeah, he does. So that again explains the limp and then the raise. It's me adjusted to the table dynamic. Last hand. So what's going on this time? We have a limp. We limp our all red double trip suited holding. We flop a queen high flush draw with straight potential. We decide to lead out. We get raised. So at this point, I think you can not safely assume, but make a confident assumption that we're up against Queen 9 here. A lot of the time, with other stuff going on, maybe. I very much doubt a set is raising here. Maybe a large combo draw would raise. But like it's going to be a lot of made hand strength here, and it could be an overplay with Queen 9 that's naked. Could be Queen 9 with other stuff going on. Our question is, do we just decide to run it here? We do have the royal flush draw. If we call, we're almost certainly going to be facing a pot size bet on the turn, unless the turn changes the board dramatically and they start losing confidence in their hand. I think probably just get it in here, which is what we end up doing. I cashed out, so I must have been in at least a coin flip situation. Yeah, and we were up against a Queen 9 with a pretty, frankly, crummy redraw. The redraw there is so weak as to almost be worthless. We were just up against the naked Queen 9. And I guess our hand would be, if not a favourite, very close to being a favourite versus him here. We cashed out, so the result doesn't matter. But we wouldn't have got there, I don't think, would we? To cash out pot, so we don't know. Maybe we did. I don't fucking know. Did we win the hand? Didn't we win the hand? How the fucking hell do I know? Yeah, we had Queen 8. No, we didn't. We had 8, 10. So we did win the hand with a full house. So, yeah, again, that's some cash outs here that didn't work in our favour. I played some cash out pots the other day that might coming in a future video on GG where the cash outs did work out in my favour. And that's just the nature of cash outs. Sometimes you cash out and you would have lost and you're happy. Sometimes you cash out and you would have won and you're like, oh, I wish I'd done that one. But overall, I think the mental game upsides significantly outweigh the 1% downside. But yeah, that's me out of here. I was planning to try and make my videos shorter, like just short, sharp, 20-minute things doing replayers. I think maybe we end up just, instead of doing however many hands we've done today, 3, 6, 9, maybe we just do them in batches of 5, and then I can spend a bit more time on them, but still only make like a 20-minute video. But I'm out of here for now. Don't forget to email me if you want to get in the private games. Please join the Facebook groups, whether or not you want to get in the private games, just to help grow the groups. And if you don't want to email me and you just want to get straight in touch with the guys um, who help run the clubs I'm involved with, then just go straight to the Telegram address, message them, say you found out about them on Reggie Time's YouTube channel, and somebody will help you get it set up very quickly. But I'm out of here now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you in advance for any nice comments you make about our loss. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.